What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to go over some leaks, quote unquote, for Gotham Knights, as well as actually Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. The biggest one, I would say, being that they give a definitive month for the release. Now, here's the deal. This comes from what I believe is 4chan. That's the first thing you should say, and the first thing that everybody should know, going in. Secondly, I do have some things to say about it. I read it before, I'm going to talk about it in this video, and I don't think it's immediately fake, but I don't know if I feel like I'm going to lean more towards I don't believe it. Still, as I always say, these are fun. These are discussion, bringing topics. They allow us to talk about it, even if they are not real. You take it with a grain of salt. Have fun with it. By the way, happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the day. If you guys are getting any Black Friday amazing sales, let me know, in the comments, and just overall have a great day, okay? And I won't take too much of your time. Go spend it with other people but me, and let's just read into this. Warner Bros. Montreal, the Damian Wayne Arkham game was canned 3 years into development shortly before its official reveal. Many resources and villains from that game are featured in Gotham Knights. Batcycle is taken straight from the Damian game and is the fastest way to get around Gotham City. Court of Owls, Joker, Two-Face, Riddler, Penguin, Harley Quinn, Ra's al Ghul, Mr. Freeze, Hush, Bane, Catwoman, Poison Ivy, Ventriloquist, Clayface, Anarchy, Flamingo, Dollmaker, King Snake, Gorilla Grodd, Ravager, Scarecrow, and Cornelia Stirk are the featured villains in Gotham Knights. You can upgrade the hub area called the Belfry, Iceberg Lounge, Ace Chemicals, Monarch Theater, Crime Alley, Monarch Playing Card Company, My Alibi, Robinson Park, Miller Harbor, Grand Avenue, and the GCPD are just a few of the many locations within Gotham Knights. The final boss is a secret and a major spoiler, as if they didn't spoil everything else. June 2022 release. Warner Bros. San Diego. This is the part that, and this is, by the way, the Multiverses game, okay? And I want to read this just because it helps with, that maybe this stuff isn't true. Batman, Superman, Harley Quinn, Steven Universe, Finn, Jake, Shaggy, Wonder Woman, Gandalf, Rick Sanchez, Bugs Bunny, and Tom and Jerry will all be playable at the start of the Multiverses. Daffy Duck, Fred Flintstone, Garnet, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Samurai Jack, Beetlejuice, Stripe, Scooby-Doo, Arya Stark, LeBron James, Austin Powers, Neo, Mad Max, Johnny Bravo, and many others are due to be added as playable characters post-release. Enough other details have now leaked that saying anything more is rather redundant. August 2022 release. NetherRealm Studios. No new Injustice game is being developed at this time. A brand new action-based IP is in development. Was planned to come after Mortal Kombat 11, but was delayed. Current gen outsourced parts of Mortal Kombat 2011, as well as Mortal Kombat 1992, Mortal Kombat 2, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 are all planned for October 2022. Next on the roster is MK12, subject to be released spring of 2023. Rocksteady Studios, set after Arkham Knight, and confirms that Bruce Wayne/Batman is still believed dead/missing in action. Metropolis is slightly bigger than Gotham City and Arkham Knight. The game features multiple weapons and gear for each squad member. All can be upgraded similarly to the Arkham game's upgrade system. Justice League members are Superman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Green Lantern, Batwoman, Hawkgirl, Martian Manhunter, and Aquaman. Other characters include Brainiac, Amanda Waller, Rick Flag, Lois Lane, Lex Luthor, Penguin, Cheetah, Poison Ivy, Captain Cold, Carol Ferris, Deathstroke, Maxwell Lord, and Toyman, among many others involved in the story and as cameos. Contrary to the title, no League members die. There will be story DLC featuring new squad members, November 2022 release. Now look, again, fun to read. I enjoyed reading it, although it was a lot to read. And it starts a discussion for sure. But I'm going to go off on a limb and say none of this stuff is, this is just I don't know if I would even say it's well put together. It's decently put together from the stuff that I've seen online. It's decent. It's a decently put together list of rumors. Now, a thing to make note of is this came out on November 4th, okay? So this is not like yesterday or a couple days ago, right? Because like the multiverses thing gets confusing and all that stuff. But, I mean, immediately you have, I would say, just taking things from other people. And that's like the first thing that would jump into my head. And secondly, you have things that I think they're just throwing names and, this is what everybody does, and I really do hate it, to be flat out honest with you. Whenever you get any leak for Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, or Gotham Knights, or really maybe any game that has any sort of roster or list of characters, that's kind of a lot of them, you'll just get like Court of Owls, Joker, Two-Face, Riddler. I mean, it takes so long to even read all that stuff because there's like 500 characters in Gotham Knights. There's actually, well, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like easily, I don't know, 15 to 20 villains that are mentioned for Gotham Knights. I feel like, okay, obviously we want that, but like, is that going to happen? Not necessarily. That's a lot of villains, and I feel like they kind of just, they did all of the obvious ones, and they kind of just threw in some other ones. The locations, same thing. They just kind of threw around names, and for knowing every single villain in the entire game, to say that the final boss is a secret and a major spoiler is actually quite funny to me, because it's like, you spoiled everything else in terms of like who's going to be in it. So like you probably want to say Batman, right? Batman is the final boss, and it's a major spoiler and a secret because of that. But like you said everything else, so why not? And even the beginning part, I mean, again, like I'm no leaker, I'm no, rumor artist, but I've said this 1,000 times, and I truly do believe my own words in this way. The Damian Wayne game, now maybe not this first part, we don't know this, was canned 3 years into development, probably shortly before its official reveal. Maybe many resources and villains from that game are featured in Gotham Knights. Maybe this guy watches my videos, because I have said that hundreds of times, that I feel like, and this is also just something that makes a lot of sense to me, when you spend so much time working on something and then for whatever reason it's canned and you have to work on something else like Gotham Knights, you probably find any way of inserting the stuff that you had, any assets, and that means like character movements, vehicles, like any kind of transportation, any asset, any like visual, performance-wise, maybe it's villains, maybe it's not. You would maybe try to find a way of getting as much of that stuff into your new game as possible, so you're not starting from scratch, so the Gotham Knights doesn't take 7 to 8 years to make. You know what I mean? Because that's what it would probably take if you had to complete, if everything was totally different. So I've been saying that for a very long time, and that's what honestly sounds the most correct about that Gotham Knights part, but that doesn't make it, that doesn't make it true, because I've been saying that. So you have all that. June 2022, maybe. Now, the multiverses thing, like they say the word multiverses. I don't know if November 4th. Well, November 4th was definitely before they announced the official title. So they did know the name. That is actually a little, I will give them a check mark there, that for whatever reason they know the name. However, a lot of these, or not a lot, again, they're just kind of throwing out names, especially for the characters that will be added. Like we've heard about Neo. I actually brought up the idea of Mad Max. Arya is in the game. So Arya was said to be a DLC thing, and she's in the game. Now, I did read on Reddit, this is where it was reposted on Reddit, people were saying, well, the multiverses part really hurts, I would say, the overall credibility. And some people were saying, well, maybe they switched the characters, like some characters that, this person said are additional characters, they put them in the base game. Also, we know that, we have a normal roster, we have a grouping, but they did say they're going to announce more before the game comes out that will be in the base game. So, I guess I can give it to them if you want to, because they were pretty darn right. But we also had the leak, like the picture leak of the roster, and I think this probably came out after that. So it doesn't take a genius to come up with the names of the people in the game, because we had literally the pictures of them. That doesn't help. August 2022, I guess that's possible. Enough other details have now leaked that saying more is rather redundant. But again, they come up with the names that everybody else has already said. So I really don't know. The NetherRealm stuff, again, it seems like almost like jumping around, beating around the bush. No new Injustice game is being developed at this time. Correct, but that Jeff Grubb has said that. Every leaker under the sun has said that. A brand new action-based IP is in development. It was planned to come after MK11, but was delayed. I guess that's possible, and it actually sounds kind of cool. Like, I would like maybe that's like a Marvel versus DC kind of thing. Ports of the old games, I guess that's also possible. Next on the roster is MK12, subject to be released in spring 2023. We know MK12 is the next game they're working on from, again, everybody else that said it. So, again, to not sound redundant, this person doesn't want to sound redundant, but they say things that everybody else has already said. Subject to be released spring 2023. Makes sense. The last MK game, or really all of them, MKs and Injustices, always release in that like April to May period. That's spring. It's not going to release this upcoming spring, 2022. So, of course, it would release the spring after. So that does not take some genius, or more specifically, that does not take an insider to tell you that. And then Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I guess they do make some bold claims. No Justice League members die, but again, then they just the Justice League members: Superman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Green Lantern, Batwoman, Hawkgirl, Martian Manhunter, and Aquaman. 8 Justice League members. That is a ton. I guess that's possible, especially when you probably consider Wonder Woman is not your enemy, so you'll need other enemies. I mean, I guess it's possible, but then again, then we just go other members, include other characters: Brainiac, Amanda Waller, Rick Flag, Lois Lane. They just go and go and go and go. And like, yeah, Penguin of course is gonna be there. We saw Penguin at DC Fandom. Amanda Waller, of course we know that. So, you know, maybe that's just because they have to say that, and they'll add the other ones. You know, they're adding the other ones in for like better context. I don't know. I guess it is possible. Like, all of this stuff is definitely possible. I don't want to come across too negative because, again, I actually really do like reading these leaks, and I hope the release dates are true for sure. I mean, well, you got Gotham Knights June. Their San Diego or Multiverses game August, and then Suicide Squad Kill Justice League November. And then you also have Lego Star Wars and Hogwarts, which for some reason they know 4 WB Game Studios, but they don't know the other 2. They don't know the team that's working on Hogwarts and Lego Star Wars. So that's a little interesting to me. But you got 4 of them, and you would have quite the year if this is all true. And I mean, I don't doubt some of these things, that no Justice League members will die. Story DLC featuring new Suicide Squad members like afterwards, takes place after Arkham Knight. I mean, we know some of this stuff, you know what I mean? So hopefully it's true. Again, hopefully more the release dates are true. The rest of the stuff, if it's true, fine. If it's not, that's also completely fine, but let the release dates at least be true. Gotham Knights coming out in June, I think, would be a pretty good time. Suicide Squad being November, that's enough space in between them. Perfect. That would work for me. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure you're subscribed, bell icon. I have all of the other stuff: Twitter, second YouTube channel, Patreon, and YouTube memberships if you guys want to support us there. Links are in the description. Again, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you guys for taking time out of your day to watch me. Really do appreciate it. I hope to see you all on the next video.